Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Ben Morales, your personal financial coaching consultant, and I am going to be showing you today of how I am working with this client to help them get a raise. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This is not a raise where I'm telling them go into your boss and demand to give you a raise. No, we're not doing that with this particular video. Instead, what we are going to be doing is we are going to be repositioning how we pay our debt back so that way it gets paid off more quickly and it gets paid off more efficiently. But we're going to use our same income. We're just going to reposition our debt from where we have it into something that's better. Now, before we do that, we're going to look at the scenario for the client and we're going to talk about some of the challenges that they've been facing. So, this particular client, their net income is $9,005. Okay, and their home expenses are $8,320.55. Now, their debt is only $374,264 with a cash flow of $684.45. Now, where does that debt come from? This is basically very normal for a lot of people. The debt is comprised of a mortgage, HELOC, and some student loan debt. And we can see that these are the balances of this particular debt and what their monthly payments are. Now, what they do is basically like everyone else does is they put their money in their checking account as they get paid. They get paid every week. That money stays in the checking account. When it's time to pay the bills, then they start to disperse that money to address the mortgage, light bill, gas bill, credit card bill, whatever the case might be, you name it. But that's how it's structured right now. So if you're trying to eliminate that and you're trying to do it quickly and efficiently, you have to attack it at a much more rapid pace and you have to utilize the right tool. So moving forward and the strategy that we're going to implement, we're no longer going to leave our income in a checking account. We're going to have to reposition that. So the question is, where do we reposition that income? So we're going to be repositioning that income in the equity that is available in this home. So that's what we're first going to look at. Their home right now, it has a value somewhere between 405,000 to 430,000, right? What we're going to do is we're going to just put it right in the middle. And we're going to say that the home is worth 415,000, right? Now, if the home is worth 415,000, well, we know that we have a certain difference from what the value is to what they currently owe. That difference is the equity, and we're going to tap into as much equity as possible in order to leverage that. The way we're going to do that is we're going to get 80% of the value of the home. So if we take 415 times 80%, we're going to get a number. That number is going to be 322,000 as a line of credit, right? So we can just put as a new HELOC. Now, the HELOC that they do have right now here is the second position HELOC. So that's where the great difference is going to be, because this second position HELOC, because it is in a second position, it's a payment. Basically what it is, it's like having a credit card. It's a payment that they have to make into that HELOC every single month. We're going to change that around. Now, one of the things, right, we can see here, cash flow is not where they particularly would like it to be. And then the HELOC, because they've already used it for repairs and other things like that, and it serves as an emergency account as well, there's not that much to work with because the HELOC is only 25,000, right? So if another emergency happens, they're going to have to continue to tap into the HELOC, which essentially what it's going to do is delay the time they have to pay it and also raise the payment. But what if we could change that doing one thing? That's what we're going to talk about. We are going to then reposition these two debts, and we're going to use it with 80% line of credit that we have available, which is going to be 332. So we're going to, instead of leaving these two debts separate and leaving them as payments that they have to make on a monthly basis, we're going to combine both of those debts and we're going to put them into one payment or one particular tool, and that's going to be that HELOC. When we do that, that is going to give us a new combined balance, and that balance is going to be 282,312 with 15 cents. What that's going to do on the expense side is actually going to drop the expenses, and we'll cover exactly how much it's going to drop the expenses by. But what that does immediately for us is it's going to eliminate this 1949 payment. It's also going to eliminate the balance of the mortgage that was owed. That's important because as they were paying back this loan, right, they were only 4 years into the mortgage. And although it did have a low rate, over $600 every single month was going toward principal. I think it was about $636 on a monthly basis that was going toward principal. So every payment they made, that's a huge chunk. That's easily over about $8,000 a month going toward principal every single year. Now, what this does is going to do two things. By eliminating that, you're no longer going to have that payment. We're also going to eliminate the $174 payment, remove the line of credit from being in second position, and we're going to move it into first. We're also going to remove, that means it's going to impact the balance that's owed on the line of credit as well. So we're going to move over here now. We're going to see how much is the raise that they got from doing these changes to the line of credit, from no longer utilizing their checking account, because what's going to happen is now that they made this change, this 9,500 or this 9,005 every single month is going to be placed here into this $282,000 in the line of credit to bring that principal down as quickly and as efficiently as possible. How did this affect their expenses? Well, their expenses used to be $8,320 and 55 cents. But by eliminating mortgage, by eliminating their HELOC, we know that 1949.15 and 175.14 are going to be deducted now from expenses, right? So which means their new expenses on a monthly basis, their expenses go down to $6,196.26. That's a huge chunk, right? Well over $2,000 that are going to be now back into their personal economy instead of being sitting in the bank and being waiting to be dispersed. What does that do to their cash flow? Because whatever happens on the expense side, right? If you lower your expenses, well, that means instead of them being expenses, they're going to directly impact their cash flow. The cash flow started at $684.45. But we have to add the $1,949.15 and the $175.14, which means now our new cash flow on a monthly basis is $2,808.74. That is the new cash flow. So we can see we repositioned the debt, mortgage, the HELOC into one new first position HELOC. At the bank, that first position HELOC is going to give them enough to cover these two items, right? It's also going to give them a cushion in case another emergency happens, in case they need to tap out into it, in case they want to take a vacation, the kids have to go to school and you have to pay that fee. Whatever the case might be, they have enough cushion to be able to support that now. A lot more than they did here when it was in the second position. Not only that, because they're putting all their $9,005, I keep saying 500, God bless you, 9,005 into the 2,800 or 282,000 as a payment every single month. Actually, for them, it's going to be every single week. So every single week, they're sending a payment into that line of credit, which means that a good portion of that $2,808 is actually affecting the principal every single month that when they make those payments. So yes, there's going to have an interest rate, but because you continually make payments into that line of credit, it's going to significantly bring down the amount of interest that you're paying. So I hope this helped. This is a very simple strategy. This is not really complicated. In contrast to what you might be seeing on the internet or looking at YouTube, this is a process that all it takes is repositioning your money to work for you. And when you do that, you're going to see greater results than if you just continue to pay down your debt the traditional way and leave your money in a bank for it to work for them instead. So I hope this video helps you. Please put any comments, like, subscribe, anything down below, as I'd love to read the comments and get back to you just as soon as I can. And I thank you for tuning in today. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Until then, take care.